Good evening, everyone. We are gathered here today to hear the case of Mr. Smith, who stands accused of death. This is a serious matter that carries significant legal implications, and we must approach it with the seriousness it deserves. It is important that all parties involved, but the prosecution and the defense, present their arguments clearly, respectfully, and truthfully, based on the facts and evidence at hand. There will be no interruptions, and everyone will have an opportunity to speak. I ask that you remain calm and professional through the proceedings. It also crucial that we respect each other's time and the court's time. So please be conscious and stick to the relevant points. This is a process designed to ensure fairness, and we work together to uncover the truth. Let us proceed with the almost professionals and dedication to justice.
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to present your case. I would like to begin by providing evidence that firmly establishes Mr. Smith present at the scene of the alleged crime. The security footage from the store clearly show him entering the premises just moment before the occur. This footage is critical as it will illustrate his involvement in the incident and demonstrate the talent of even leading up to the theft allowing the court to understand the sequence of action take the date. In addition to the footage, we have witnessed testimony from the store clerk who saw Mr. Smith acting selfishly shortly before the death. The clerk can describe his behavior and the items that were taken, which will further link Mr. Smith to the crime. The store inventory record also showed that the items in question were missing at the same time Mr. Smith was in the store. Together, this evidence paints a clear picture of Mr. Smith's action of the day of the death. We will show that there is no doubt he was at the scene and the events unfolded in a way that directly implicates him. We ask that the court consider all this evidence carefully and was proceed with the case. Thank you.
Objection, Your Honor. I must insist that my client, Mr. Smith, was not at the scene of crime. When it happened, he has a strong alibi. At the time of the theft, he was at a coffee shop with his friend. We have witnesses who can, on the fact, confirm this. The staff at the coffee shop and his friend can both testify that he was there during the entire time the theft occurred. It's important that we take this alibi into account before making any conclusion based only on the security footage. Will the footage show Mr. Smith entering the store is done him stealing anything? There could be many reasons he was there. We can assume help just from a video. The footage might not tell the full story, and it could be misunderstood. Mr. Smith could have been in the store for an innocent reason, and we don't everything that happened just from that we see in the video. He asked the court that consider is alive seriously indirectly proves that the was on the scene where the scene happened. We trust the court will take this into account before making any decision. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you for your statements. Let's proceed by hearing from the witness. Miss Doe, can you please state your name for the record and provide a brief introduction about your relationship to the incident? Please take your time, and if you need a moment to gather your thoughts, feel free to do so. We want to make sure you can share all the information clearly and accurately. This is an important part of the case, and we appreciate your cooperation in helping the court understand what happened. Once you introduce yourself, please describe what you know about the incident and how you are connected to it. Your testimony will help the court get a clearer picture of the situation. Thank you for your time and for being here today.
Yes, Your Honor, my name is Janet Doe. I was in the store on the date of the incident shopping for some groceries. Infrequent this store often, and it was there that did to pick up a few essentials for my family. I was not planning on anything unusual happening. Use regular shopping trip when the death occurred. I was near the checkout section. Used a feed islands away from where the incident took place. I did not see it every night, but I did notice Mr. Smith while I was in the store. He was in the sound area where the eatings were taken, and it remembered saying he left quickly right after. I did not think much of it the time, but when I later heard about the death, it remember seeing him there, and thought it might be important to mention. I am here today to share what I know, and I hope my testimony can help clear up any confusion about what happened that did. Thank you.
Did you notice anything unusual about his behavior that might indicate something suspicious? For example, did he sound nervous, look around a lot, or act in a way that stood out to you compared to the customers? It is important that we understand any details, big or small, that might help us better understand what happened. Please take your time and share anything you remember, even if you seems like a small detail. Sometimes things that might seem unimportant at first can help us get a clearer picture of the situation. Thank you for your attention to these details.
Yes, I did observe that he seemed with nervous. He kept glancing around as if he was worried about being seen or perfect reconnaissance. Perfect reconnaissance. He did not seem like other customers were used shopping calmly when he reached the entrance. He paused briefly and looked back toward the store before exiting, which struck me as odd. It was almost like he was checking to make sure no one was watching him. At the time, I did not think, think, think much of it, both looking but not. It felt like he was trying to about being noticed, which seeming angels. Most people don't know that way when they're used shopping or leaving a store. It stood out to me because it did not seem normal. Again, it did not know anything was wrong until until he later heard about the death, but his behavior definitely caught my attention in that moment.
Thank you for your observations, Miss Doe. Did you have a clear view of his face during this time? It's important for the court to know if you were able to clearly see who he was, especially since you mentioned noticing his behavior. If you were able to see his face, can you confirm if he looked familiar to you or if you recognized him from any previous visits to the store? Please provide as much details as you can remember and feel free to take your time. Your testimony is important in help us understand the situation.
Not entirely, Your Honor. I could see his profile clearly, but it but I did not get a good look at hidden the shock of the situation made it hard for me to focus on memorizing his features. I was more focused on what was happening around, around me, trying to make sense of the situation rather than paying attention to specific details about the personal involved. It all happened so quickly, and it was more concerned with what's going on in the store at the time. My mind was racing, and it was now thinking about things like his facial factories or trying to get a go look at him. I was used treating to stay calm. So, will I did notice him and his nervous behavior. I cannot see. I clearly remember what he looked like or anything specific about his face.
Thank you for your kindness. You make a step down, Miss Dope.
Your Honor, I would like to formally recuse that we review the surveillance footage in detail. These footage will clearly show that Mr. Smith was inside the store during the death, and I am believe it will provide crucial support for the prosecution case against him. We have already mentioned that Mr. Smith was present at the scene, and this video will help to establish the timeline of events. I will show his moment inside the store, allowing the court to see for itself the sequence of action that took place leading up the death. The footage will also confirm the exact time we was there, and it will help clarify any confusion about the testimony provided so far. This important evidence that we believe strongly support the charges. We recuse that the court review in so we can move forward with a clear understanding of the facts. Thank you.
That is acceptable, Your Honor. However, I would like to that that is furious. May very well exonerate my claim. Will the prosecution believe it? Support their case? We believe it could also show that Mr. Smith was not involved in the theft. Of that there is no clear evidence of him committing the crime. We rescued the court kept an open mind of the furious review. Additionally, we have obtained a receipt from the coffee shop where Mr. Smith was at the time of incident. This receipt, along with the testimony of the coffee shop staff and his friend, clearly confirmed his whereabouts during the period in question. This evidence is critical and establishing his alibi and must be considered with the same weight and attention, and the surveillance footage. It is important that both piles of evidence, the video footage and the alive, are reviewed together. We ask the court to have equal consideration to alive as the directly contradicts the claims made by the prosecution. My client is innocent until proven guilty, and we firmly believe this evidence will the proof that he was not involved in the theft. Thank you.
Very well. We will proceed to review the photos, and we will also take into the consideration the coffee shop receipt as part of the evidence. It is essential that we examine all pertinent materials thoroughly before making any conclusions. But the surveillance footage and the receipts from the coffee shop are important pieces of evidence, and we will ensure that the court carefully reviews them. The goal here is to ensure fairness and a complete understanding of the situation. Once the photos has been reviewed and the alibi confirmed, we will continue with the proceedings and allow both parts to present their final arguments. Thank you all for your patience, and we proceed with his important step.
Your Honor, I must reiterate that we mentioned the possession the evidence again. My client is purely circumstantial evidence, while the prosecution as present security footage showing Mr. Smith entering the store. There is concrete proof leaking in directly the theft inside. The furious does not show him stealing anything, nor does it show any action that clearly indicate criminal intent. Furthermore, as have showed with the coffee shop recited witness testimony, Mr. Smith was not present and is seen during that time. The theft occurred. This fact, together with the lack of the right evidence, should lead the court of question whether the prosecution case involves or more than mere assumption. The absence of any proof against Mr. Smith should weigh heavily in favor of this innocent. Circumstantial evidence alone is not enough. The proof will be reasonable about, and the wit as the court considered that a will move forward with the proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. I will take that into consideration as we continue with the proceedings. It is imperative that we examine all the evidence thoroughly and impartially before reaching a verdict. This includes not only the surveillance photos, but also the coffee shop receipts, witness statements, and any other relevant materials that have been present. We must ensure that every piece of evidence is carefully reviewed and that both the prosecutions and the defense have had a fair opportunity to present their arguments. It is important that the court remains objective and focused on the facts so we can make a decision based on the truth, not on assumptions or incomplete information. I ask for everyone's patience and cooperation as we move forward with this process. We will proceed methodically to ensure justice is served. Thank you and good night, everyone.